Hello Amtgard, YouTube, and the internets as a whole. This is Ryan or Luke, whichever one you prefer, deciding on how you know me. This is the second video of the Amtgard Food Fight Series for March. This video is going to show you some interviews of different people who I have at a park currently that have an opinion about the food fight. A lot of good ideas, a lot of different things, a lot of interesting points to hear, and it actually shows you that Amtgarders do have a passion for this. So just for you, we're going to start off the video with introducing a few people. Now, a lot of people think LARPs are just something to do on the weekends, that they don't actually have any community involvement. Amtgard as a whole is actually very involved in its community. It goes out, it helps people at some churches here in Salt Lake City. It also helps out with the food fight, volunteering time. We work with multiple people to make sure that we can make an impact in our community.
Okay. Wenlock, what do you feel about Amtgard Food Fight?
I think that the Amtgard Food Fight is necessary. I think that it helps us to try to better something other than ourselves and to improve the lives of those less fortunate than us. I mean, when you're less fortunate than us, you're literally making your own clothes, because that's what we do. If we can help, why not? I think that the things we've done here in RE have been beneficial to the food fight as a whole. I think that there are other, groups and kingdoms that have done better than us. And I think if there's one thing we need to improve on, it's that.
Okay. So here's something a lot of people don't understand. Amtgard is an NPO. Now, what does that mean? That means that Amtgard as a whole is a non-profit organization. That means not-for-profit. Basically, nobody makes money doing any of the things that we do. You can look up the definition on Wiki or Dictionary.com or any of those things to be able to find out exactly legally what a non-profit organization is. What it boils down to is nobody makes any money from it. Any money that comes in from Amtgard is put back into Amtgard. So we do have a surplus, something that continues on, that's kept in the banks, but nobody gets to see it in their pocket. Now here's a couple of tidbits on how people believe what a duty of an NPO to the community is. Basically, the responsibilities of being a non-profit organization. It's kind of an interesting view on Amtgard if you think about it.
My name is Rasheen Dearge, and I am from the River's End. And I'm here to talk a little bit about how I feel about food fight, the Amtgard Food Fight. Aside from the obvious that it helps feed the poor in your community, and that we raise a lot of money, I always like to think of the fact and remind everyone that, after all, Amtgard is a non-profit organization. And part of a non-profit organization's duties is to put back into the community, and this is definitely a wonderful way, one of the wonderful ways we can put back into our community. And for those of us in Amtgard who are aged and or do not fight much, if any, and tend to be more of the color type, this is a wonderful, wonderful way for us to give back to the Amtgard that we love and back to our community as a whole. So I want to challenge all of you color ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a few of those out there, to commit yourself this year to wholeheartedly trying to up that ante and to get some food back into our community where it is needed for those of us who are less fortunate than ourselves. Thank you.
The best thing about Amtgard as an NPO and its dealings in the food fight is that we work with a group called feedingamerica.org. Now, by working with that group, it actually gives every dollar that we donate to specific locations that they deal with the spending power of a 13-to-1 ratio. Now, that ratio doesn't hold strong in everywhere we donate, but it kind of boils down to 10-to-1, which means every dollar that we put in basically gives them $10 worth of spending power. If you click on that video right there, it'll bring you back to the last video that I did that tells you about the numbers that we brought in the past 3 years, technically, because we haven't had a food fight in 2013. Now, with every dollar donated, if it gives you a 10-to-1 ratio, last year we donated over $27,000. that means that we actually gave them a spending power of $270,000.
Amtgard Food Fight has been around for several years. I think as word gets out that it's a global cause for Amtgard, that more people will want to participate. I think participation is highly dependent upon communication and reaching that tipping point where people want to give. I think one would be hard pressed to argue that it's not a noble cause.
Okay. Okay, go.
I think the Amtgard Food Fight's a very noble cause. There's a lot of things that you can do to encourage participation. The biggest thing that we've seen locally here, I think, was a bonus credits for X amounts of food that went in. But yeah, anything you can do to help out the cause. There's a lot of hungry people out there.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the food fight, great idea, because not only are we a nonprofit organization, it shows that we're an organization that's willing to go outside of normal gameplay of just a bunch of people getting together and playing, that we're actually willing to do things to help the community and to just be better people in general, which in my opinion promotes a very good atmosphere all around, because everybody gets involved. We all find ways to incorporate charitable activities within the game.
The dollar tournament was a great idea. $1 a life, it's fun. And we had that old man show up with his grandson, I think. He just kept buying lives for his grandson, and whoever got out got a couple extra lives. Just, it's a great idea. It's fun, and it raised some money. True, it's only $1, but you get 10 guys, each 2 lives each. That's easily what? Math. Bad. Anyways.
So last year we raised a little over 27 grand across all Amtgard kingdoms. Do you guys, would you guys think that 50 grand is going to be a little bit, would that be hard pressed to reach that type of money, or?
That might be a bit of a lofty goal, but
Aim high.
I've always said setting high goals is a good way to just get a larger. Here's a good example. I worked at a shop. We did screen printing on promotional products. They started putting up banners and they said, we are going to shoot for a 0% waste. Everybody in the shop knew that a 0% waste was an extremely lofty goal, because in my line of work, getting 0 waste is damn near impossible. However, simply by implementing a goal of 0 waste, our waste went down. So if we shoot for 50 grand, even if we don't reach it, that high goal can very well increase what we can raise.
So by trying to aim to get that high,
it results in more effort on everyone's part.
Okay, awesome. For the next few months, I'm going to be putting up videos 1 per month to give you guys a little bit better understanding of the food fight as a whole. Now, I do like to mention that I am not any sort of official channel. I am not any sort of official representative. That is not me whatsoever. I'm actually just doing this because I want to get the message out there a little bit more, and we haven't used YouTube just yet. Kind of jumping on the bandwagon a little bit early this year, just to see if we can try and tip the scales towards $50,000, which we could do. I really think that we could do that. Some of the ideas that you've seen already in this video, I'm going to cover next month on April's video to show you guys a couple of different ideas on how to raise more money for your park. That way we raise more money for Amtgard Food Fight as a whole, which means we contribute more to the community. Something that I think is actually really important as an MPO. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this episode of my monthly food fight videos. If you guys have any questions, please put them below in the comments, or you can email me or Facebook me or Google Plus or blah 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 that everybody has. But the best place to actually ask and get answers to questions is in the comments. Any of the references that I've made in this video, you can find the descriptions down below. And thank you for watching. The more people who watch, the more informed everyone's gonna be.